Once upon a time, a king used to rule a kingdom. His kingdom was very happy. There was no shortage of anything in his kingdom. But the king was always sad. He used to get very tired of his daily routine work. He was always surrounded by worries like fear of neighboring state attacking his state or conspiracy of ministers about him. Due to burden of works and worries bothering him, he became very anxious and lost his appetite, and he started to spend sleepless nights. He was troubled by his condition, but whenever he saw the gardener of the palace, he would be surprised. After working hard for the whole day, the gardener would feel hungry. He used to eat simple food and sleep happily under the tree. Sometimes the king used to get jealous of him. One day, when the king was sitting in his court, just then a monk came to his court. The king told his problem to the monk and asked for suggestions to solve it. After listening to the problem of the king, the monk said, "Well, king, the root cause of your worries is your workload. Why don't you make your son the king of this kingdom and take retirement? Then you can be worry free." King said, "Sir, my son is only 5 years old. How will that innocent child manage the kingdom?" The monk said, "Well, if that is the case, then do one thing. You hand over the burden of your worries to me and make me the king of this kingdom." The king got ready and handed over his kingdom to the monk. After this, the monk asked, "What will you do now?" The king said, "I think I should do some business now." The monk said, "But how will you arrange money for that? Now the kingdom is mine. I also have the right over the treasury money." "Then I will get a job," the king replied. The monk said, "This is okay, but if you have to do a job, then why don't you do a job for me? I am a monk. I will stay in my hut only. You stay in this palace and manage this kingdom on my behalf." The king accepted the offer of the monk and started working for him. He started handling all the works of the state while the monk went to his hut. After a few days, the monk again came to the palace and met the king and asked, "So king, how do you feel now? Do you feel hungry now and get enough sleep?" The king looked very happy. He said, "Sir, I have regained my appetite and I sleep sound now. But one thing which I don't understand is that I am still doing the same things I used to do. So how come there is so much change?" The monk smiled and said, "King, earlier you had made work a burden for yourself and used to carry that burden on your mind all the time. But after handing over your kingdom to me, now you do all the work considering it as your duty. Now you do your work happily, and that's why now you don't feel worried about your work, and now you are happy. Now I hand over this kingdom to you again. Take care of your kingdom. Do your work happily while considering it as your duty." If we see in our lives, we will find that most of the people don't love their work. If you do not love your daily work, then it will become the reason for your unhappiness and you will find your work burdensome. But when you love your job, you will see it as a choice and something that you like to do rather than a burden on yourself. In our life, we spend most of our time doing work. Therefore, whether you are running a business or doing a job, enjoying your work plays a big part in having greater happiness in your life. That's why once Confucius said, "Choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life." When you love your work, then you will have better quality of work. You will have better mental health. It will increase your productivity and you will have happier everyday life. There is a old saying that if you want to spend a happy day, then go out for a day. But if you want to spend a happy life, then start loving your work and your whole life will be filled with the abundance of happiness.